started shortly. And we're going to start the night like this. The rain to the wind said, "You push, and I'll pelt." They so smoked the garden bed that the flowers actually knelt and lay lodged, though not dead. I know how the flowers felt. Lodged. Robert Frost. Welcome. Welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Oh, yeah. We in here, y'all. Get excited. Welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You know how we do. We've been doing this and doing this and doing this well. Welcome to episode 129. We are going to get this thing jumped off as we always do every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. If you're watching and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen. 860-4964-4756. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Trust and believe we're going to show you this evening. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right. So we would like to thank the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Bloomberg Philanthropies, the Howard Gilman Foundation, and New York State Council on the Arts for hosting these free online events. You can add your donation to the mix by going to neweurekan.org/donate. Every dollar amount counts and is very, very much appreciated. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest techs in the Zoomverse. First off, the one and only Matthew Motto Keen. He is not in the building this evening, but we always showing that cat love for real. Also, my man Kid Kuza, who's also not in the building this evening, but he will be back in the building soon. And, of course, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. All the way up in the BX. Also, shout out Melissa Henriquez in the building this evening. Always appreciate her help and support. All right, and this is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on. Make sure you plug in, all right? Tonight's theme, the garden grows. The garden grows. Cultivate everything, right? This is really about a kind of a cycle of life in the garden, you know. Some people would think that, you know, some things are just trash, you know, but you can actually compost those things, and then that compost becomes soil that you just replant, and it just continues the cycle. So if your artwork is not on theme this evening, that's still totally cool. We are still looking forward to all of your credible work, artistry, poetry. Like, I never really know what y'all gonna do, man. I get so excited. I really do. Next week's theme, Echoes of Ancestry. Of course, Juneteenth is coming. This is a prelude to Juneteenth coming. This is just really about, we're going to do a dedicated Juneteenth show, but this is just really about, kind of like a story. So if you think about telling a story like a mini series, you tell it in parts. This is the first part of your story. And then once we get to Juneteenth, we'll, have a finale or, conclude. So, and here is the themes that are coming up this month. Just so you know, folks, next week you will have a guest host. I will be out of town, but you will be in totally capable hands. It is going to be absolutely amazing, as it is every single week. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your artistic performance. Have your artwork ready. We have a full list this evening. We'll probably have people on a good luck round, so make sure you are ready to rock. You have 4 minutes to rock, all right? As you come to the stage, please be prepared for those 4 minutes. You will see at the top of your screen right now, there is a timer, and that countdown timer will start running the moment that you start with your poem, all right? Once that timer gets down to 0, you will hear this sound. From there, you will have 30 seconds to wrap it up, B. Trust, we don't want to mute anyone, but we also want to make sure that everyone gets the same amount of time, right? So please, keep it right, keep it tight, all right? We have reached that time of night, folks. There was an old school song, used to say, the freaks come out at night. But this is the time of night, really, where the folks who really do this come out and really do this. All right. So please remove all sensitive ears. But the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not be tolerated. Look around and get cute. You will get a boot for sure. Thou hath been warned. This is a living, breathing trigger warning. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all that energy, all of that exuberance with the audience. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. And if you were anywhere near television last night, you know it was rowdy. So please don't worry about the noise, y'all. All right? Make sure you show your love to the artists, and it will be returned to you in all of their performances. The guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right, because signups begin 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to neweurican.org, click on full events calendar. You need that Thursday. Click on the Thursday, but you need that artist RSVP ticket to get on the guaranteed list. Last night, pretty much sold out in 10 minutes, and the last ticket was scooped up by 8:30. So it's one of those, folks. So please just make sure, set a timer if you want to get down to get on the list. All right. Speaking of the list, it's amazing. All right. We have made one alteration. All right. But we are going to get to it. So without further ado, let's do it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, good people? What's good? Man, I'm telling you, this is like, it's like breathing when I come in here, man. I see all these incredible folks. It just really, really does my heart well. Angelina's here, Bonnie's here, Jedi Master's here, Lady Kate, Lantern's here, Inspiration, what up though? Alan Gary's here, Ike Waltz is here, Sam Hardy's here, Naomi's here. Peace to the God, Baba and Goma's here. Poetastic's here. Dre in the building. Principe is here. Mary Jane, what up? Welcome. All right. I am going to post the list for tonight. And we're going to get to it, y'all. Listen, It's just full of amazing folks, y'all. For for real, for real, for real. Um, and everybody who's on the list is not even in here yet, but they're coming. Trust indeed, they're coming. So as we always do at this time, we are gonna start the evening with this incredible gentleman who always comes through. His style is just beautiful. It's just energetic, man. And he's always got a rhyme that's right on time. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Come on, Eddie. Let these folks know where they can find you. It's always great to see you. Please take it away. Let's go.
Thank you, my brother, like no other words like thunder. Hello, my name is Ed Potassium, feeling fantastic. Please time to join my rhyme follow sublime. This is going to be a different style, so please relax because we'll be here for a while. People keep calling me, hey, fireman, 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 but I haven't shown why they call me the fireman, if you understand. So this is going to be a little cutie wooty piece, to say the least. This is called Garden of Desire. Your body pulls makes me weak, my desire at its ultimate peak. I need to see you come alive. Your pleasure feeds my drive. Your curves beg for my slow hands. I follow wherever my rhythm lands. It's no doubt, no pouts will shout. We'll be moaning and twisting it out. I trace your curves to explore each inch. I'm mapping out your valley in a pinch. I wish your cave till it opens and unfold. I want to give you waves of passion uncontrolled. Don't worry, I'll nurture your roots, make your garden bloom with shoots. Every hidden treasure and secret at night, I'll flood with pleasure throughout the night. I'll unearth deep into your desire. I want to extinguish your fires. I want to savor and taste your pip fruit. Don't worry, I won't corrupt or pollute. Baby, can I plant my carrot in your soil? No fear or no pain, just sweet toil. It aches to dig in order to find its place. No substitute can ever replace. I explore the caverns of your soul. Dig deeper till you feel whole. I make your tunnels tight. Turn each creases to pure delight. Your walls are moist and warm. Rock you gently through the storm. I release your bees so your honey can flow. Ease our hunger so our pleasure can grow. I'll go deeper over and over again. I'm your garden keeper till the end. I'll water and feed till your pain subside. Your body's fluorescent glowing inside. I drink your nectar going higher. Your branches spread in raw desire. Let the connected break extend you free. Please release the CO2 inside you and me. I love when your trunk begins to quake, your vines grip tightly with each shake. You tease, get lost in my green art. I expertly tending to every part. Around and bouncing and gliding, your fruits with our bodies intertwining. The bees buzz while our souls combine. Your garden blooms forever will be mine. A climactic kiss with a searing twist. Your sweet lips with a buzzing that persists. No stings, just pleasure going deep. Our harvest of bliss gathered without a peep. Sunlight glistening upon our skin, a moment of bliss where we begin. Your gardener with his hungry hands, plowing your meadows by fulfilling your lands. Thank you.
All this time, I had no idea you had such a green thumb, Eddie. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Eddie, I think I just had a lyrical baby. Wow. That's a new side of Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I was a little freaked out at first. I thought,
Yeah, see,
are
you're
you allowed
new.
to have, are you allowed to use that language?
Yeah, you got freaky.
Woo. Wow, Eddie.
Yeah, that was really good. It was very nice.
good.
Great love poem.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to taste and savor your hip fruit. All right, Eddie.
Hip fruit, right? Yo, tell me where I can get that. Tell me where I can get some hip fruit. For real, I just you killed me, man. You said plant my carrot in your soil. Okay, sure, we're going there. Rock you gently through the storm. Please release the CO2 in me and you. a moment of bliss where we begin. Like I really, really like that. Um, just the imagery of starting from a very beautiful, pleasurable place. Excellent work, Eddie. For real. As always. Appreciate you, man. All right. Yo, Starship is underway, y'all. Let's keep it going. Coming up next. Always love when this gentleman comes through. Love his writing. Love his style. He is always ready with something incredible. Plus, his voice is even radio ready. The one and only Alan Gary in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It's great to see you as always, sir. Please take it away.
And glad to be here. Friends, you can follow me on my Alan Gary Facebook page. Our theme tonight, My Garden Grows. I water my garden with love. And I'd like to dedicate my 4-poem set tonight to my fellow poets with whom I share this wonderful virtual stage. Join me now as I gift to you my most valuable possession, words of hope, strength, and determination. I begin with heart. I am not the silence I feared, nor the doubt that whispered low. I am the breath that outlives storms, the quiet seed that chose to grow. I've walked through shadows wearing names that never fit my soul, yet every broken step I took was shaping something whole. So let me speak in open light, no mask, no guarded art, for even trembling words can rise and blaze a fire from this heart. Next up is struggle. When I aim and life distracts me, it's so tempting to abandon what I am looking for. Challenges everywhere confuse me. My head spins, unendingly tiring, hard to go on. Everything was simpler when I did not know I had choices to make or consequences to face. Knowledge can cost, obstacles become so clear, better times seem so distant, like the sun across a shore. We arrive in an instant and leave in a flash. What happens in between comes with no guide. Sometimes it's terrifying. What is the purpose of traveling to a destination where the end is the darkness we came from? If I had the answer to what I look for, would I be happier than before? Or would I still struggle for something even more? This one is called Aspire. Do you feel small in the wind, alone like a shadow, a step behind, unheard as an echo faded in time? It can be hard, I know, to be forgotten so, like a memory swept away by others in kind, always seeking a remedy to feel alive and worthy of critique, coming from the coldness of dark and unloving eyes. Moving on, taking charge, wresting power from those lies, frees your soul and your mind. It's scary to feel beautiful, like walking a wire, but your truth is immutable, and it starts within you. It's worth it when you aspire. In conclusion, if I could give you glasses, you don't need to feel pain to know you are alive. There's more to life than clouds which hide the strife. I know it's hard to see the sun when all you know is rain. If I could give you glasses to see the love in living, you would know the beauty of what you are missing. I stand before you naked, my soul is bare. The truth can hurt, but freedom comes from honest words, often taken from despair. If I could give you glasses to see the love in living, you would know the beauty of what you are missing. Let me share your wounds. Together we can heal from any kind of abuse. I will wear your scars, and you can travel, not alone, but with me, near or far. If I could give you glasses to see the love in living, you would know the beauty of what you are missing. Thank you. Love well and love often.
Damn. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan Gary.
Amazing. That last one was
Thank you.
great. Great poem. All of them were great.
Thanks.
Yeah, you really went on a tour there with those poems. I'm with Angie. I really love that last poem, especially the final line on it. The first poem was like an identity poem, and the second poem was like, exploring your own consciousness, which I always find really interesting to hear poets do. The line that really got me in the third poem, it's scary to feel beautiful. And I really like that last poem a lot. It's kind of a sort of a plea to have clear vision and be connected to something that isn't about being despondent or kind of wallowing in pain.
You know, this felt like a complete story, right? From the first poem to the last poem to the last word of the last poem, it felt like one complete thought, right? You opened the first poem with "I am not the silence I feared," right? And then toward the end of the last poem, you said, "I will wear your scars," right? It's hard to see the sun when all you see is rain. Freedom comes from honest words. We arrive in an instant and leave in a flash. Wearing names that never fit my soul. Like, it really is showing someone, like, it really is putting your heart on a plate. It really is putting your life in front of them and saying, yo, this is who I am. This is where I am. But I'm willing to take this. And if you need glasses, I'll give you glasses to see the honesty in what I'm saying. That's just amazing, sir. Excellent work as always. And that delivery, man, like for real, like man, it's just one of those iconic voices that I remember as a kid, kind of like Casey Kasem, right? When he would come on and he would deliver stuff early in the morning, or like American Bandstand, or you know what I mean. It was just one of those distinct voices, Walter Cronkite type, you know, Howard Cosell type. It's just very very distinct, man. Thank you for what you do and continuing to share with us. We appreciate you. All right, coming up next. Listen, this artist is absolutely amazing. She comes through with such poignant work. She just talks about love from, being worlds apart from someone that you care about, and dealing with a life of struggle and trauma at times. But she is the epitome of how to turn a silence into a roar. The one and only Sam Hardy in the building. Come on, Sam. Let these folks know where they can find you. It's great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Thanks, Elemen2al. It's great to see everyone tonight. Let's see what I got here. My first poem it's a super rhyming poem. I picked it out tonight to read, and I thought, it's got a lot of rhymes in it. So anyway, it's called Night Rider. I am a night rider, laptop light on a moonlit night. Some days living is a fight, so I write. My fingers flying across the keys, thoughts usually coming with ease. The incoherent, rambling stream of consciousness appears. Always so very few filters live here, but plenty of tears. I write my pain, never having to explain. People tell me they feel my words. It feels good to be heard. With deep thought, I pour out each feeling, mostly inspired by her. Some leave me reeling. I am a night rider. I never thought of myself as a fighter, but people say I am. I only know I survived this long, writing out my story, committing words to paper, my every fear, hope, and worry. So that's kind of an old poem I wrote. I don't know when I wrote it, to be honest with you. The page says I wrote it sometimes in April, so we'll. Anyway, this next one is one I wrote just, I think, yesterday. It's called The Storage Center in My Mind. Boxes everywhere, topsy-turvy, the spilled contents of a life lived in upheaval, memories stored in silence, a survivor's grocery list, photo albums of regret, a book, how to overcome trauma, and dust. Oh, so much dust. Yet I still believe in fairy tales, in new beginnings, in you, God. Help me open the shutters, O Lord, onto a brighter day, because I know somewhere beyond the rubble there is one waiting for me. And my last one is called Road Trip. We drove for hours without speaking. The GPS kept saying, recalculating, like it knew something about us. Dashboard lights, gas stations at 2 a.m., passing through unknown towns. You, singing softly to songs half lost in static, your fingers tapping time against the passenger door. Later, you slept with your hand against the window, your breathing soft beneath the hum of tires. The highway stretched out like something unfinished. Every mile put distance between me and the version of myself I didn't want to be anymore. But you always said I could be anything. But at 4 a.m. on this long, dark road, all I really want it to be is with you. Thank you. Oh, and I wanted to mention, everybody, while I have a few seconds left, this past week, I lost my Jeep that I've had for 10 years. 2006 Jeep Liberty Sport with 249,000 miles on it. The head gasket blew, so I'm having to junk it. So I no longer have a vehicle. So everybody who does, say a prayer for me. Everybody who doesn't pray, think good thoughts and good vibes for me, please.
We will absolutely send you all that good energy, Sam. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Sam Hardy.
Yes. Always. Always coming with these winners.
Real.
And I love the illustration, by the way. Happy Pride. Even the
Mhm.
two holding, is it a beer bottle with the rainbow flags? So
Yeah,
I love it.
it's my Turkish girlfriend, and we're standing on her balcony drinking beers and looking at the Bosphorus Sea.
That's awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, it's no fun to have to give up your second home, especially if you've been in it for 10 years. It's like saying goodbye to part of your own physical self. So I hope you have an easy path back to another form of mobility that's going to make you feel just as home. Thanks again for those wonderful poems. They were all kind of about seeking the self. And it's a very guaranteed way, a person can kind of reaffirm themselves. When a person's under attack and stress and all sorts of, as I always say, all the forces in the world that want to focus on you to try and make you think less of yourself. It's just one of the most healing things to go back and in a way take a look at yourself and kind of feel those parts of yourself that are self-affirming. And I got that from each one of these poems, that, there was a sense of comfort and self-recognition there that lends to a confidence and a feeling of strength.
For sure, for sure. Um, when you're explaining how you feel about someone in every facet of your life, it's not always easy to kind of remember those things. But the way that you lay them out, it's just really amazing. You said, I write my pain, never having to explain, never thought of myself as a fighter. Poetry brings out lots of things that we didn't know that we had. You always said that I could be anything I wanted to. That poem, it's just really, really just calming to me, that last poem. It just really speaks of how close you get to someone when you're on a road trip, right? It's something very different when you travel with somebody for hours and hours and hours in a car. It's just very different. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam, for all that you do. And again, sending you good vibes for the ride. Losing a ride is never easy, but they say one door closes so another one can open. So be on the lookout. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this artist has come through, and they have really just laid themselves out into the poetry world and said, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. And we are thankful they came into the community. We look forward to what they have to share with us, and today is no different. The one and only Naomi in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Naomi Grace. I prefer she, her pronouns. Today I'm going to read a poem for you called Exquisite Corpse. This is not my body. This is a changing room. This is an exquisite corpse shuffling from one life to the next, housing the demon from all your nightmares, who just so happens to like crop tops and lilacs, not because of any inherent feminine essence, but because they both only bloom in one sweet season of life. The lilacs are fading, and the demon is running out of goodwill before all the self-control leaks out of her and into the budget-busting embrace of bold colors on worn fabrics, just like the sun on my skin. But it's not my skin. It's an escape hatch, where displacement steals away everything but insecurity, where I scatter linear timetables to the void, where sorrow awaits its ascendance into the sacred, where patience bleeds over into abandonment, where sovereignty goes to die, staking one last claim straight through my heart, but it's not my heart. It beats for lands foreign to these feet and breaks open over forgotten dreaming. It wants without the words just a deathbed cry and bleeds without staining me. Nothing can hold back blood, least of all these lost and lonely liminalities I once called my hands, leaving me with no clue where it all goes as it exits my body. But it's not my body. That's all I have for you today.
Oh, like that's not enough. Like, please know that's more than enough. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Naomi.
Amazing. That was
That was absolutely
this.
beautiful.
This is not my body. This is my changing room.
Yeah, right.
That
Oh man.
that the moment you said that, I was typing because I'm getting ready, and I'm like, oh shit! Like never change, never change, baby,
Yeah,
never
that
change.
was perfect. Your voice, it's so necessary. And it's also, your words are also beautiful. And just keep oh my god, I love it. So glad to have you. And please keep coming because you've had me. It's just so good. And I played last week's for my friends and they were like, God damn, what the fuck? I said, I know.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Yeah, I liked how your poem ended with, it wasn't like so crystal clear or nicely tied off and so forth. And that kind of just kind of focuses the listener back into the poem and you start weighing it all out. And, it's a wonderful, it's just a great poem about how, the self is something that's always under construction. And for some people, um, considerably more than others. But that poem really kind of brought that to the top for me.
Such a beautiful way of looking at that. Jedi Master. Life is always under construction. Like I really, really appreciate that. Naomi, this poem, first of all, the title, like I was like, oh my goodness, where is she gonna go with this? And then you said this is a changing room. The demon is running out of goodwill. It's not my skin, it's an escape hatch. Where sovereignty goes to die, nothing can hold back blood. Listen, like that just that line right there. Like there's a whole poem hiding in that line. I'm just telling you, like amazing work. We see you. You are a definite, member of our community. We look forward to hearing you. And thank you for being brave enough to share your work. Amazing. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, yo, this artist, she's just kind of phenomenal, kind of. Um, she does so many different things. Like she really does kind of live a rock star life, from show to workshop to show to workshop. Um, she is just ranked nationally, actually in the world. I'm sorry, top 10 of the world. And she's going to be at the Southern Fried Poetry Festival coming up very soon, rocking as an indie, and I'm sure she will find herself on final stage again. The one and only Lady K in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hi, everybody. So I am in the parking lot of an event right now. So I'm gonna have to catch the replay later after this. So I will say hello and love y'all now. So yeah, I wrote this piece for the theme today. I don't have a title for it yet. They told me cultivate everything. So we did. We cultivated appearances, fresh paint, pressed church clothes, respectability. We cultivated faith, resilience, the ability to survive things that should have broken us. And because I come from Black folks, survival was inheritance, passed down like recipes, family names, and warnings. Baby, be careful. Don't tell folks your business. What happens in this family stays in this family. We call it strength, prayer, moving on, never burial. Because every family has a garden, and every garden has a place where things get buried. Before I understood the things families buried, I learned the things neighborhoods planted. I grew up a Black girl in a suburb where lawns were measured with the same precision people measured belonging. Questions arrived disguised as concern. When's your father going to fix that paint? As if Blackness itself required constant upkeep to remain acceptable. And when concern didn't accomplish what suspicion wanted, there were other reminders. The neighbor who watered his lawn every Sunday afternoon used the same casual consistency to throw the N-word across the fence, water the grass, protect the property value, remind the little Black girl exactly where she stands. I learned early the garden was never neutral. Some flowers were expected to bloom, others were expected to prove they belong. So we buried things, not bodies, stories. The aunt who smiled through suffering so convincingly nobody noticed she was disappearing. The cousin everybody called difficult because depression wasn't a word we knew how to say aloud. The grief, the diagnosis, the hurt, every generation adding another layer of soil, certain if they dug deep enough, the truth would stop growing. But trauma is stubborn that way. It pushes upward through decades, through every attempt to rename it weakness, rebellion, attention seeking, anything except what it was. Weeds, they called them. As if persistence was a character flaw, as if survival were an inconvenience, maybe. That's why I became so skilled at burying myself. I planted my anger, buried my needs, pruned my voice until it fit neatly inside other people's comfort, cultivated patience until it grew taller than my own needs. I cultivated forgiveness in seasons where apologies never came, and Because I'm a Black woman, people mistook my survival for abundance, saw fruit, assumed orchard, saw strength, assumed endless supply. They handed me every title except exhausted. And because I wore competence so convincingly, nobody noticed the famine. Maybe that's why this season of my life feels less like a crisis and more like an excavation. Because when I finally turned over the soil, I found them. The stories, the secrets, the truths my family had spent generations trying to protect itself from. And beneath those, I found her too. The loud girl, the angry one, the hopeful one, all of them alive. That's when I realized the weeds were never the enemy, they were evidence. Proof that that burial is not the same thing as healing, that silence does not make pain disappear. It simply teaches pain how to grow in the dark. Turns out the family wasn't cursed. The women weren't broken. The children weren't difficult. The weeds weren't really weeds at all. They were truth refusing to stay buried. And after generations of cultivating silence, I have decided to grow something else: truth, rest, boundaries, joy, the courage to say the thing out loud, because cultivation isn't measured by what you can hide. It's measured by what you're willing to tend. And for the first time in my life, I'm learning that healing is not the absence of weeds. It's finally listening to what the soil has been trying to tell us all along.
Okay. See what I'm saying? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lady K.
Yes. First and foremost, love those frames. Love those frames. Um, you always bring in such beauty, and it's the words that come out of your mouth, as harsh as the punches come out, it just feels like you just taking them down. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I love that.
Yeah,
So
I thought that was absolutely beautiful. I really felt, I don't know, I just felt you in the garden and just felt every emotion. Or I'm sure I didn't feel it like you did, but it really came across. And people who do learn to bury things, it was very telling and very real. And it was like almost a whole book that you wrote.
Hey,
It was great.
Lady K, that was a lesson in how to turn over the soil, bring light to the dark. I mean, you transmuted so much stuff that we have been calling dark for all of these years. So thank you so much for bringing light to what has been called dark. Love it.
Thank you.
What I really love that last line, it reminded me so much of George Washington Carver. And it said we need to pay attention to the soil, not the weeds, but the weeds are the medicine. We're busy getting rid of the medicine. I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you.
I just want to say, you said one line where you were all, they told me to cultivate everything, and so we did. And I was like, yo, that's my best friend. That's my best friend. She does that shit. I love you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, Norm hit on it for me, this lesson, this lesson you deliver in the poem. And the poem is, really about growth. You talked about, you started out when you're a girl and where you end up now. And, the metaphor about the family and the garden. And, the garden is something you have to tend to. You can't just let it go because it will take control of you, right? So whether you're burying stuff in it or growing stuff in it, it's a responsibility. And if it's not, and you don't focus on it as being a responsibility and something that can be an asset, that family, that garden is then a liability that all your neighbors are going to take advantage of. And you illustrate all this in your poem. That is why it's kind of like a whole book and just one poem. But really love the lesson you leave us with about, take control of your own garden. And that's the place that's going to nurture you. And as Ocean Yin's talking about, that's the place where the medicine comes from.
Thank you.
Yeah, she kind of does this thing with poems. Um, this poem just kind of really reminds people that as beautiful as a garden is, it's dirty work. It really is, right? You got to get your hands dirty, your feet dirty, right? Your soul has to really be in it if you're trying to get something out of it. You said every garden has a place where things get buried. Whole another poem, just living in that line, just living there. Whole little galaxy, just living right there. Um, Constant upkeep to remain acceptable. The garden was never neutral. Depression wasn't a word we knew how to say aloud, as if persistence was a character flaw. Handed me every title except exhausted. The weeds were never the enemy, they were evidence. Come on. I just really, really appreciate how you just always dig so deep into these prompts and whatever you write. Um, you just have a way of just kind of making it this clay, right? And you just mold it into whatever form or frame that you need it to be. It's absolutely amazing. I truly appreciate you for coming through, for taking the time. As Jesse said, good luck this evening. Get on there and do what you do. Take no prisoners. All right. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, yo, I believe now we are post graduation.
Yes.
Yo, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Once you have that in your hand, as I said, when you graduate with honors, now you can come loud with it. She shared last week, you know, this real heartfelt speech to her classmates. And now that you're on the other side of that, I'm looking forward to how you approach your work, how you approach writing, and where your mind takes you when it comes to these themes. The one and only Angeline is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always. Please take it away.
You will find me geeking it out in a book because I already started my master's and PhD classes. So, yes. So tonight I stuck with the theme, cultivating my garden. This one's for you, PJ. PJ once told me that my heart was a garden. And I laughed. I laughed because I thought a garden sounded way too delicate for a woman like me. But he looked at me and he said, pay attention to what grows here. I didn't know then that those words would become a map because my garden was beautiful. I had roses, the kind that bloom only after trust. I had fruit growing from seeds I almost forgot I planted. I had vegetables pushing through hard soil, proving that buried things can still become something. Then life happened. People happened. Love happened. And sometimes the people we invite into our gardens don't know the difference between being given access and being given ownership. They walked through the places that they never planted. They stepped on things they never watered, bruised things they never helped grow. And when they left, I stood in the wreckage, looking at broken petals, damaged roots, fruits scattered in the dirt. And for a while, I mistook destruction for death. I thought maybe this garden was finished. Maybe too much had been damaged. Maybe too much had been lost. But gardens know things that grief forgets. Gardens know that fallen fruit becomes nourishment. Dead leaves become compost. And compost is just pain that learned how to become useful. So I gathered everything. Every broken rose, every damaged stem, every shattered piece of myself I thought was ruined, and I returned it to the soil, not as a burial, as a beginning. And somewhere in that dirt, there was a ring, a small circle that once held an entire future, lost somewhere between heartbreak and healing. Maybe it slipped from my hand while I was trying to save things that were already dying. Maybe I dropped it while digging through grief. For a long time, I wanted to find it, hold it one more time, ask it questions, ask it why. But maybe it belongs there, buried beside the dead stems, beside the harvest that wasn't meant for this season. Maybe not everything buried is meant to be recovered. Maybe some things become part of the soil, part of the story, part of what feeds whatever grows next. So I leave it there, not because it meant nothing, but because it meant something, because it mattered, because it was real, and because I no longer need to wear it to prove I survived it. The garden is still here, and so am I. Some days I still see the footprints, and some days I still mourn what should have been protected. But every day, something grows. Every day, something reaches towards the sun. Every day, I become more rooted than I was before. And before I walk off this stage, I need to give flowers to the man who taught me to see the garden for the first time in the first place. PJ, you didn't live long enough to see every storm or every broken stem. You didn't get to see what comes after, but somehow you left me exactly what I needed: a seed, a lesson, a way to understand myself when everything felt broken. So these flowers are for you, not because you saved the garden, but because you taught me it was worth saving. And now that every rose that blooms, every fruit that grows, every season I survive carries a little of your wisdom in its roots. Rest easy, PJ. The garden is still alive. And because of what you planted in me, so am I.
Y'all are just destroying it this evening. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Angelina.
That was
Wow,
absolutely
amazing,
beautiful.
amazing. Woo! Bravo.
So beautiful.
Beautiful done.
It was absolutely beautiful. So meaningful and deep and absolutely beautiful. That's all I can say.
Great job. Great job.
I loved it. It reminded me of how you're not even taking a break between your what your master's and your PhD.
I'm
Like
doing
no break.
a dual program. I'm doing a dual
Oh,
program. I'm
okay.
doing a
Either
master's and a
way, no
PhD.
break. You
Yeah,
just keep going.
keep
Love it.
trucking.
I think it's just your poetry, your whole, you're the best. And that was
Thank you.
great. So thank you
I
for it.
like the way you looked at the really the eternity of life and the cycle of life, because only the bodies, the physical bodies, that anything comes here with human being, plant, animal, those are all temporary, but the spirit is eternal. I like the way you played with that.
Gotcha.
The
Thank
poem.
you.
Was that
Thank
line, gardens know things life forgets? You packed this poem with so many revelations too. There was like a lesson at every line. Just made the poem incredibly rich with meaning. And I always love poems that kind of go full circle like that. How you ended the poem with the image of the seed. I mean, talk about poetic.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.
Um, you're really digging in. No pun intended. You're really digging into your work here. Um, putting your shoulders into it, putting your back into it. Um, and it really, really just resonates, right? You kept the theme going throughout, right? You didn't step away from it. You didn't step out on the street. You stayed in the garden. You said, "Pay attention to what grows here." Um, You said you misunderstood destruction for death. Fallen fruit becomes nourishment. And a line that I saw one of your colleagues, I believe Bonnie, jumped on it as well. Compost is just pain that learned how to become useful. Come on. Come on. Like, I'm sure every composting advertising agent is like, oh my gosh, please, just can we borrow it? For real. Like, it was, again, just very reflective, but very nurturing and nourishing, when it comes to a garden, and how you planted each letter in there like it was just a row of another vegetable, another fruit, another flower. Amazing work. Thank you. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. All right, keep pushing. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this artist, man, when she comes through, she's just like a fire starter. She really is. But for the best of reasons. You know what I mean? It's like some people just set fires just to watch it burn, But what I love about this artist is she sets particular fires for the people who need to be smoked out. You know what I mean? Like, it's whether she is just letting us know what it is, or she is what she calls a rant. She is always on point with things. She shares incredible knowledge with me, and I appreciate her for that. She continues to come through and do some amazing work. The one and only Bonnie Soloway in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental. I'm going to do two. My second one, I didn't think I was going to get finished, but I did. So, but this one's kind of on theme. It's one I wrote a little bit ago. It's called The Garden. A little garden would be nice for vegetables and herbs to give us independence, the ability to curb our fear of rising prices or shortages to befall a nation bent on eliminating policies of good for one and all, in favor of good for just the billionaires, allowing them to steal peace of mind and justice, even America's farmland fields, as they grow the only green they dream of night and day, the kind some move offshore to seek even more lucrative tax rates. In a grossly false equivalency that gains harvested at others' expense is an oligarch entitlement, a capitalistic consequence. No one honors or respects those with hardened hearts and souls. That's something they can't harvest, no matter the size of their bankroll. While we wonder when things will change and a better day might come, the idea of community gardens seems less and less far-flung, a way to fertilize our power as we fight pervasive weed-filled scum. This one I don't have a title for yet. Little pops of daily joy, a must to thwart the constant ploys of chaos, angst, violence, or worse, believing our lives now ever cursed by the lowest basis kind of men who every day make sure to send egregious ways hell-bent to upend our imperfect yet mostly stable lives most of us thought would never end. Surprise, surprise, we now can see the power of white supremacy. They never fret or overthink. They bully through and never shrink from unlawful harassment, even death, to those in the way of illegal attempts to make this country lily white, the latest by removing constitutional voting rights. SCOTUS upped their racist games by limiting racial gerrymander claims. Equal representation flies out the door when race isn't applied to even the score. Eviscerating the Voting Rights Act, so said Justice Kagan in her dissenting attack. No longer masking what they plan to unfold, Chief Justice Jim Crow Roberts obviously knows indirect support from dark money groups comes with implied quid pro quos he must execute. As for Clarence Thomas, a grifty enigma for sure, maintaining for decades the Voting Rights Act increased racial divisions without fairness ensured. If we lived in a fairy tale colorblind world and had a billionaire benefactor like Harlan Crow to fund our vacations, schools, gifts, and homes, and all we need to do is cast the right votes, I might agree. But spoiler alert, most of us don't. Meet the SCOTUS originalists, Barrett, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Thomas, who all claim an original translation of the Constitution should be our aim, interpreting the law as we think the founders meant back in time. If that's the case, a lot of us won't be voting, since in 1778, only white male property owners and Protestants were allowed in voting lines. Fascist regimes don't take a knee before years of untold misery. How does a good resistance start? Lord, we gotta know. Those divisions long fomented truly have to go. There's more of us than them. We just didn't know the score. Billionaires plotting over decades to form a country based on lure, allowing them more money than they could possibly ever spend. Now amassing millions of acres of U.S. farm and ranch land. As we the people must resist before these cosplay cowboy wranglers drive this country to an eventual end. Thank you.
I told y'all. She is a complete fire starter. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bonnie Soloway.
Yes, Bonnie.
Love it.
Yes, Bonnie. Yes.
All of that.
All that.
The poetry protest. I'm loving them.
Had me smiling like a motherfucker over here. I was like, yes. Oh, man. I was like, man, these pearly whites showing, boy.
All that.
Yeah,
I
she
love
went
it.
in.
I love it.
I'm thinking that we are of the same generation. And, you were speaking an anthem to the ones that have changed futures. And I am so glad that you put it into words because I'm still pissed off. Still pissed off. And those motherfuckers will never listen, read, or hear any of this stuff that you are talking about.
Yeah.
So
much.
Yeah, it took a while to get to it, but yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Is your shoulder okay from all those shots you fired? Just asking. Just asking.
I love the Jim Crow reference too. I love that Jim Crow reference. And you made me think, because I was reading something today. You were talking about the farmlands. There's a whole movement to make vegetables and fruits seedless. So you have to subscribe to getting them.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, look, the first poem was, really about that garden being this autonomous zone where, you claim your own territory and exercise your freedoms and liberties there. And, that's a place that is very difficult for all these other powers to kind of intercede in. So I just kind of liked that metaphor, how that poem was really pointing that up. And your second poem, like everybody's talking about, you have a very singular ability to do these kind of compendiums of exposing tyranny. And it's really beautiful. And I think kind of really important that you make it so of the moment, right? I mean, this is what's, today, right now, and it's, not that easy to do poetry that is locked into, the very present moment.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
Very true.
I agree. It is difficult because there's so much going on, right? And you want to just pinpoint something specific, right? You can't just, 24-hour news cycle goes everywhere, right? It just takes you everywhere. But what I love that just happened, right? Bonnie, what you do is you trigger everyone's sense of we the people, right? And that just went into what the priestess was saying about, oh, now they want to make everything seedless, right? So you have to get probably Monsanto, right? You probably got to get it from them. And Bonnie had said, we have to fertilize our power, right? Surprise, surprise, we can now see white supremacy. Like, right? That Jim Crow Roberts, though. Like, yo. Eliminating policies of good for one and all, right? You mentioned the oligarchy. Like, you're just finger on the pulse. And I appreciate you for being timely, for being just so relentless about it. It's really dope. Thank you, Bonnie. Truly. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this gentleman, he just has a way with this poetry thing, man. He really does. He's an incredible author. He's a playwright. He is a pushcart nominee. He is a warrior in the truest of senses. The one and only Mathematics in the building. Come on, Math. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hey, good evening, my people. You know what? This theme seems like it sparked some lightning and thunders coming up out of the ground. So I'm a throw in my little piece. It's titled Thrive. I want to be the farmer that plants seeds of knowledge in the imaginations of our children. I want to be allowed to witness the harvest of wisdom that will blossom from those seeds. I want to be the beacon of light that shines, guiding brilliant sparks to a fire they will soon start. I want to be the flame that burns hotter in the hearts and minds of our village. Can we think of love with our hearts? Can we feel the love with our minds? Will we have faith when our world is turned upside down? I pray to Creator for the patience and faith I will need to thrive. The future will test the love and wisdom we must share with each other if we are to do more than survive. Peace.
Just coming up out of the ground, y'all. For real. Oh no. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the maestro.
Beautiful.
That
Always
was so
bringing it.
good.
That was
That was
perfect.
amazing. It was
Really.
hope.
That's a nice like follow up to Bonnie's, right? Like
That's what I thought.
It was like problem and then solution. But
yes.
Yeah.
I think you probably are those things. But what a beautiful sentiment that goes all the way back to the beginning of the struggle and this country and knowledge and planting the seeds of our children, taking care of our own people, because who else will elevate us? It was beautiful, and I was. Thank you. Beautiful.
You know,
Go ahead.
That was the groundation of my pedagogy as an educator. And I wrote this poem when I was in the classroom 15, 20 years ago.
My favorite line was one where the last one, you share. That's so important that we share everything with each other. So we all get information and we can all use it, and it helps support us and pull us all together. I love that.
Yeah, I just love how you voiced through the whole poem this ambition for love, right? And this striving for love, because it's in terms of culture in general, it's just so clichéified, but you're really talking about it as a kind of supreme value. And Dre was kind of naming all the ways you answered the question that's kind of implicit in the poem. How can we thrive? How do we thrive? And Dre was kind of pointing out, she caught all these ways you were naming in the poem. And, it's a poem about asking for more. And that's I always like poems that are motivated by a kind of sense of dissatisfaction in one way, but that's empowered by knowing, going forward is the ultimate possibility of offering us what we're really after. And, it's that ambition, that drive for love that, enables us to travel there. Like you took us there in that poem.
Oh. And I think also the delivery, you always have sort of it's not soft, but it's knowledgeable but calm, and so it forces us to listen to it in a real way without anger, but truth is always there. It's a beautiful delivery.
You're right. He has a sage delivery.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's a great word. Yeah.
It sounds to me, shout out the educators in the building. His voice to me sounds like an open door policy. Here's the knowledge. Here's the time. You want to know more? Come and have a seat and let's talk about it. Right? The line that just for me it was over. You said you wanted to plant seeds of knowledge in the imagination of our children. Right? That just means that creativity lives generations and generations and generations after us. Right? A flame that burns hotter than the hearts and minds in our village. Can we feel the love with our minds? Come on. Come on. It's really asking you to be present, right? Be present in what's going on, not just see it for what it is and say, oh, okay, well, somebody's going to deal with it, but being present. And again, like I said earlier, about getting your hands dirty with what you can do, not trying to take a bite out of the world, but just what you can do. Thank you, Math. Truly appreciate you. All right, 3 more, and we'll go to halftime. Coming up next, this incredible artist, she just comes through. I tell her all the time, she is just a blessing when she comes through. She's one of my spiritual advisors, and she continues to share with me some things that I don't. Partly, it makes me like, man, I want to just like go back to all my teachers and just maybe like sit down and have a conversation with them, or maybe even some of my early like school districts, and say, how is it that this knowledge is available to everyone, but you don't teach it? It's available, but you refuse to let the world know what it really is. And she has done an incredible job of exposing me to these things. The one and only Oshun Yen is in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Well, this evening I can be found trying to figure out how 3 or 4 of us kind of ended up not just on theme, but with the same kind of reference point. I found that interesting. We all met in the ether somewhere a few nights ago or something. Anyway, this piece was inspired by actually a client I had that I was counseling, because they didn't seem to think that anything they had done, they had learned anything, had done anything well. So anyway, and it doesn't have a title. I never give a title, so once in a blue moon. Okay. Don't tell me about your pain. Tell me how you overcame it. Tell me how it became your inner strength, how it led you to new places and new accomplishments and new victories, how you dug a new foundation and climbed the ladder of lessons learned to achieve new successes. Tell me how you woke up talent sleeping soundly in your being. Tell me how your talents gave birth to the crayon box of creativity that you forgot about when in innocent childhood you knew no limits in spontaneous possibility. Tell me about the melodies that began humming to you again in the open spaces you created, the magic you brought with you from eternity, soaring on the trade winds from the spiritual realms. Tell me, no, speak to me in the poetry of spirit, affirmation, mantra, and golden manifestation that made you triumph over every difficulty, problem, obstacle, enemy, internal and external, inevitable. Tell me what lifted you up and gave you wings. Tell me how you pushed up from the darkness after your eclipse to stand in your sun spotlight to reflect your divine within. I want to hear about all of that. Anything is possible and still is.
I told y'all. I told y'all. She's just amazing. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Oshun. Yo, yeah.
Beautiful.
Bowing. I bow. I bow.
Wow.
It's true.
You know, I do need to reach out to you like individually because I'm doing like this spiritual soul searching. And every time I see you come on, I'm like, I need to have a conversation with her. But every time I hear your words, it's just knowledge hitting the brain. Thank you.
I'll send you my information. I didn't put it in, but I'll send it to you in the chat.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I loved, and I forgot what you said at the beginning, but it did seem like someone was saying, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. And then you ask all these questions, and everyone has those in them, but a lot of times you just don't think about looking at life that way. And I thought it was amazing.
Hey, this is such an iconic poem for this space because it's a poem where you're asking the person to recognize the power of the spoken word. You know, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. You're asking them to create the reality that they're going to benefit from. So it's really just a very iconic poem about the power of the spoken word, the generative power. This is just such an emblematic poem for this space.
Thank you. I don't know who said it, but it really stuck with me. Heard, I don't know, years ago. There are no failures, just opportunities for improvement. And you're starting not new, but you're starting with experience.
Starting with experience. I love that. I love that. Yeah, this is just one of those poems that it's a psyche shift for me, right? It's, oh, don't tell me how it beat you down. Tell me how you overcame it, right? Tell me about how you woke up the talents sleeping soundly in your being. Tell me about the magic you brought with you from eternity, right? Speak to me in the poetry of spirit, right? Like the Jedi Master was saying, like, tell me these things. Like, I'm not asking you for your interpretation. I'm telling you to tell me these things so you can hear yourself saying them, right? Like that is just powerful, right? When you speak things into existence, sometimes we forget how powerful speech is. I know we deal in words, but when you kind of say negative things, then you know negative things happen. So if you remember all the positive things that have happened to you, it kind of just changes the wind, man. It really does. Thank you, Priestess, for all you do. Truly appreciate you. Coming up next, all the way across the pond where it is wicked late. This gentleman happens to be the most exquisite writer in the world, the most eloquent writer in the world. He just speaks of love like love itself gave birth to him. I don't know how he does it. I don't know anyone else in the world that writes about love the way that he does. And I'm sure he's going to show you this evening exactly why I said that. The one and only Lantern Carrier in the building. Come on, Lantern, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always, sir. Please, take it away.
Some gardens are unique and sacred, like citadel of the soul. The garden of the lotus emerges from darkness, like bright stars kissing the night, and even while rooted to water on earth like cresses do, remains poised and calm in harmony with earth and heaven. The lotus unfurls with grace and mysticism, a long accept symbol of awakening like chakras. Its purity and profundity rise from murky soil, surrendering to the light of grace, showing that inner wisdom can and do rise from adversity. A garden may hang like they did in Babylon, with bewildering beauty, or suspend like strange fruit the demise of those taken from trees and buried in orchards. Lord, hear our cries. Yet gardens are resilient, eventually blossoming with sophistication and charm. Some say that Jannah is the garden of peerless grandeur and eternal light. It is nonpareil, unfathomable, of unspoken beauty. Then there are botanical gardens, exquisite in their sophisticated landscape, as is the garden of the soul, full of majesty and effulgent rays. The essence of gardens is to soften the darkness, to inspire our luminosity on this journey of self-discovery. They are nurtured by gardeners relying on rain, sun, and the fertility of love's Gaia, like a seer, to grow into excellence. Some need tools like forks, spade, and shovel, secateurs, and more. The fork of love digs deep, while the spade of adversity prints my dark, torrid earth within, turning it into a flowering beauty and magical light. The bud of my soul stirs, awaits love's choice hour, then unfolds my blossoms of light, benevolence, and charm. This garden requires cultivation and is so beautiful than the marvelous surroundings of a stately Taj Mahal. Its elegance and luster emit the aroma of lavenders, redolence of jasmines, and the dazzle of tulips. Like the lotus in the pond, its pure lilies elevate the soul soil, mold on the anvil of the master alchemist. It is then woven into a magical brocade by the master weaver, shaped from murky clay by the potter supreme, becoming vase unparalleled. In this garden of life, my soul bud grows like a phoenix, soaring on a golden light, nurturing the seed of poise, wisdom, expansion, and compassion. She relies totally in the supernal wine of the beloved who pulls my strings. Now my faith kernels, my secateurs of promise, cuts through the mesh of doubts that clouds my judgments, shoveling my shadows, impostors, and ignorance away. I water my soil with the rain of abundant things, foster empathy and devotion, like one harvesting a new garden of Eden, one open to growth and the pursuit of peace, striving to embrace and ever transcending love. The lantern carrier. Thank you.
The lantern carrier always lights the way. Always. Unmute yourself. Give it up for lantern
You know,
carrier.
I think that you're starting to rub off on Eddie. That I was thinking about that earlier when I was listening to Eddie. I was like, this sounds like Lantern Jr. coming up in this piece. Amazing. As always, the work you bring from across the seas is just amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stop making our little young ones the perverts. That's crazy. He was talking about carrots into dirt. Can't.
Oh,
I
Hey,
mean,
this poem was so, I knew what was coming for me when I saw this theme, and I thought, if you're going to be here, I know what's going to be delivered. But this poem it's like when the theme's about food or something. I know I can't listen to Lantern Carrier and I'm going to be famished after he's done, right? But this poem was just so pleasure centered, right? And it does one of these things you do so supremely well. You are asking and you get the listener to slow way down and just kind of take in all this pleasure you're delivering. And I'm going to say this, there's nothing more rebellious than the claim for intense pleasure.
Brother, I'm telling you, your wordplay is that slow dance. You know, where you do not want to let go of your partner. You just want to let the sweat drip down between you. Man, I love it when your voice sings like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, Lantern, you like you really grow like scientifically, right? When you learn new things, they said the brain grows dendrites, right? And I think you do exactly that. Every time you read, you give us a new way of how to talk about love. You show us that love can be in a garden, love can be in a light, love can be in the soil, right? You said gardens are resilient. They're in the harmony with earth and heaven. Like the supernal wine of the beloved. Like I water my soil with the rain of abundant things. Sir, you were never afraid to use the words. And that's what I appreciate. Right? And you take the time to say, you know what? I know the world is crazy. It's going 100 miles an hour right now. But we're just going to take this one step at a time. And bringing it all the way down to that speed allows people to not just ingest it, but to actually savor the love that you share with us. It's amazing work, sir. Thank you for what you do. All right. One more. We'll go to halftime. Coming up next, peace to the gods for all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that they share with us. Another one of my spiritual advisors. This gentleman just happens to just be just one of the baddest, man, for real. He is multi-published. He is multi-talented. He plays multi-instruments. I will tell you, every time he comes through, number one, he didn't come here to tap dance. And number two, it's going to be an experience. So prepare yourself. The one and only Baba Ngoma in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, God. Please, take it away. All right, we still can't hear you yet. We still can't hear you yet, Baba.
There's a new world coming. Everything's gonna be turning over. Everything's gonna be turning over, yeah, yeah. Where you gonna be standing? Where you gonna be standing? Where you gonna be standing when it comes? I've got a revelation. Instead of a revolution, we need an elevation. Cause revolution revolves and the circle seems to be spinning backward. It's beginning to look like soon we'll be picking cotton again. After all, they burned down our cities, and some red states still have sundown towns. The news won't tell you that strange fruit is popular again in Magaville. Mississippi, goddamn, is on rotation in my head, and I'm sure the circle is unbroken. Of course, the history books have amnesia and say that we were happy slaves. So I'm not so sure about revolution. How many times around the sun till we're done? What does it take to evolve? Whoa. All the generals realize the resident in the White House is senile. Everyone's concerned he's got his finger on the button and shit might blow up any second now. I had a conversation with Ogun talking about peace and just us. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to get a ticket on the Black Star Line. Look for me in the whirlwind. My pen's got a point. It's a gloomy day in Gotham. Even the sky weeps. 2 trips around the sun short of half a century since the King of Love was killed. Malcolm's cry for self-determination short-circuited by civil rights still absent. The debt of reparations still not paid. Peckerwood's disillusioned Confederate battle rags taped to their consciousness, brains on lockdown. Illiterate believers in the Holy Babel, wishing for the good old days with strange fruit hung from poplar trees. Ghosts of Hitler reincarnated, Klansmen dressed in suits of blue, water hoses replaced by tear gas, tanks and FEMA camps on standby by the Armageddon, gentrification's ethnic cleansing, land of the free, home of the brave. Doomsday looms on the horizon as we pray this is a nightmare. I'm afraid my tongue was handcuffed, struggling to sound the alarm. Hoping you'll read this poem of liberation before the Fifth Amendment is taken hostage and thinking is outlawed. I'm just glad my pen has a point. Yeah.
Yo, I'm glad my pen has a point. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Baba Ingomo.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
fantastic. Because so often the same word, I hear the same words all the time, revolution and the struggle and the blah blah. No, and the meaning is lost behind all of it. And it becomes meaningless without action and knowledge of what it is and the truth, which is really what you bring every single time. And rage, which also is, I think, part of that pedagogy really of the oppressed, get people angry enough to do something, and it was fantastic. And thank you.
I like that history books have amnesia. I like that. That sums it up pretty well.
Yeah. I always have to keep Google close by because it's a history lesson as well for things that we never learned, which is endless. That's the largest history book out there is what we were never taught. So I really appreciate all that.
Well, I'm going to quote you on that, Bonnie. That's brilliant.
Sure. Like, oh, okay.
You know, Goma, I have a really hard time believing your tongue was ever handcuffed. You know, you started out this poem, it was like an announcement and a challenge and a warning, and you're being what people here know you to be, the kind of supreme skeptic. And like Bonnie's saying, you say these truths, your poems always go into these supposedly unsayable things, right? You're not supposed to say that in polite society, right? Otherwise, you're a boat rocker. And this, and your sense of urgency that always gets people really enervated here, because so many of your poems talk about what is at stake is us, right? We are what is at stake here, And didn't I think I saw somewhere recently online you're going to appear at the Gonzo Fest coming up? Is that true?
Yeah. I'm gonna do a little something there.
Cool. James is supposed to be out there too, the plug.
Yeah,
Change
no.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, really dope. Really dope.
Smack him in the head for me when you see him.
Greatest community in the world, y'all. We trying to
Yo,
tell
punk
y'all,
bitch.
man. Trying to tell y'all, greatest community in the world. I really be trying to tell y'all that, like, and I know you believe it. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, that was just like I really just love how you just like every time that there's sound involved, you're just like, get on the boat. We're gonna go down this stream of consciousness, right? It's gonna splash over here, and you're gonna get wet with this information, right? But you're going to remember it, right? Music is just one of those ways for it to stick in your brain, right? I think the notes that you choose are very, in particular, the frequencies that you use help to engage our memory to make sure that these things actually stick in our brains. Um, they said that we were happy slaves. Um, Strange fruit is popular again. Um, that Mississippi goddamn course. Um, what does it take to evolve? The debt of reparations still not paid. Gentrification is ethnic cleansing. And of course, my pen's got a point. That's just a shirt waiting to happen, right? My pen's got a point. Like it's just magical. Thank you, Baba, for doing all that you do and continuing to inspire our community. All right, folks, we have reached halftime. I can't thank you enough for hanging out with us. You really could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to rock with us this evening. Listen, we're going to take our quick 5-minute break, and we will be back with Joski C, Bill Elkins, Ike Waltz, Jesse Marie, many, many more. It's an incredible night so far, and it's going to get only better. Shout out to our resident Starship Enterprise descendant, the one and only Garland Thompson in the building. Appreciate you for being here. So again, stay tuned, folks. We will be back shortly. All right? Good evening. And thank you for tuning in to the online open mic with the greatest community in the world. Week after week, you keep this flame of artistry burning with a light that transcends time, distance, and borders. Now, welcome to the Halftime Report. I'm your correspondent. My name is Elemen2al, bringing you the latest news and upcoming events proudly presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and as always, keep creating. The New Eurekan Bowery Slam, happening every Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club in New York City, hosted by Luna Rosa and Jay Rose. Winner receives a $20 cash prize and a chance to compete in the final Friday Slam. Occurring on the last Friday of the month at the Lower East Side Center at 7 p.m. Hosted by Matthew Marroquin and Paul Conqueso. Winners from the New Eurekan Bowery Slam compete against each other for a $100 cash prize and a chance to compete in our annual Grand Slam. Plus, there's the Twilight Hour open mic hosted by La Bruja. Make sure you come through. For more details on the Slam season, including rules, winners, and current year scoreboard, go to neweurekan.org/slam. Our open mics at the Lower East Side and Center are all kinds of incredible. The venue records high-quality audio and video of all performances, and they are live streamed to the Lower East Siders and New Eurekan YouTube channels. All except our first Wednesday of every month, we have Women's Orator Wednesday, aka WOW, hosted by 2024 Grand Slam champion Somebody's Mama. The remaining Wednesdays of the month, we have the New Eurekan Open Mic, hosted by Brian Acosta Aria, aka Brian the Motel Guy. Make sure you plug in. It is going to be something special. Our online programs, which are absolutely free, include the online open mic hosted by yours truly, weekly on Thursdays via Zoom and live stream on YouTube. All styles are welcome. Every artist has 4 minutes to rock with new themes every week. The Slam Workshop, happening on the second Tuesday of every month via Zoom, hosted by the National Youth Poet Laureate Stephanie Pacheco. When you sharpen your craft, you sharpen your performance. Make sure you plug in. There are many other in-person and online events coming up. For info and tickets of all the programming, you can go to newyorican.org/calendar. Our social media and website and other links, including how to sign up for the mailing list, you go to our Linktree/New Eureka Poets Cafe. Visit our YouTube channel to catch past live streams of online and Lower East Side Center open mics, beatniks, and special events at Battery Park City, Poetry House, and NJ Pack. The New Eureka Poets Cafe is a non-profit 501c3 organization based in New York City on the Lower East Side. Ticket sales and grants don't cover all of our programs and operations expenses. So here are ways that you can help support us in our mission to continue with moving poetry forward. Our merchandise, shirts, hats, and tote bags available for purchase at our New Yo table and in-person events, or go to newyorican.org/merch. Spring and summer collection coming soon. Also, check out and subscribe to our Patreon site. Gain access to video recordings of in-person events not available online for the public. Go to patreon.com/New Eurekan Poets Cafe. We would love to hear from you. If you've attended one of our shows, let us know about your experience. Go to newyorican.org/survey to complete and submit the form and receive a special gift for your feedback. Special thanks to our tech team, our programs and operations team, all of our hosts, our executive director, and all our sponsors for helping us to continue to move our artwork forward. We appreciate you for all your continued support, helping us to keep the spirit of artistry and inspiration of poetry alive and moving forward through the spirit of our founders. Brought to you by Elemen2al Vision Works, inspiring change through passionate poetry and creative productions. Your energy and passion truly make this community something special. Thank you for all your artistry and your genius. Truly can't thank you enough. We appreciate you. Now, back to the show. Peace. Yeah. Let's get right back to it. Coming up next, this gentleman, he's been rocking with us for years. He has a way with words, his melodies, his instrumentation. He's just amazing, y'all. I like to say that no matter what's going on in your world, our week is about to get put into balance by the one and only Joski C in the building. Come on, Joski, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always, sir. Please, take it away.
Hey, Elemental. Coming through?
Like a rock star, Joski. Let's go.
Okay. Something new and something old. This is a new haiku. Emperor's new clothes. Emperor's new clothes. Citrus round and orange rind. Does he have tan lines? And this is something I'm going to revisit. Brought it through here before. I sing it now because it makes me feel a little bit better, honestly. And as far as gardens go, I think these poems and songs we write, we're planting seeds, and hopefully we'll see them come to fruition. Trump is a pirate, blowing up boats, murdering crew. Trump is a merchant, sells us to who knows who. Trump is a thief, steals loves from families. Trump is a gun, he just causes grief. In this age of rocket ships, Trump's an escalator. Lies pass between his lips, Trump's an escalator. He goes down, 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 down the escalator. He's gone down, 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 down the escalator. Trump is infected, sickness he can't hide. Symptoms of delirium and pride, acting like a fever when it's high. Trump is a virus, robs us of goodbyes. In this age of rocket ships, Trump's an escalator. Lies pass between his lips, Trump's an escalator. He goes down, 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 down the escalator. He's gone down, 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 down the escalator.
Told y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski. See.
Well, Joski, there's nobody that's more effective a poetic hitman than you. And that's what I was thinking about through this whole poem. It's just a hit poem. And that your eloquence, your command of the pleasure of song captures a kind of innocence and sets up such a beautiful tension in the poem itself, to be a hitman, but to be using tools that are really, beauty and pleasure. That achieves a certain kind of innocence and thereby, I'm going to say, a kind of moral authority that it's pretty difficult for people to gainsay. And you know how important you are to the kind of vibe of this place. So thank you so much for being here again.
Do you remember in the 80s, was it in the 80s? I feel like there was always kids getting sucked into escalators, like in the mall. I don't know if that just magically stopped happening or something, but the whole time you're singing, I just pictured variations of, different people and class, race, status, just getting sucked in to the escalators like they used to. And he brought it back, I guess.
Wow.
Oh, but that was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that word, escalator was a kind of key pivotal word in the whole poem because you were playing with the double meaning of it too. That was really poetically wily.
Great word choice. Joski, you're just like, I'm telling you, man, like, you need a band, Joski. However, like, if you have a band, then they may shut you down. Because the way that you write your music, the way that you tell your stories, like, again, it's kind of like Bonnie. Like, you start fires very particular, right? And then your melodies come out, right? Again, I love the tones that you use. I love the sound of your voice, Joski. It's just amazing. He's an escalator, like, just it's work, Joski. Thank you so much for what you do and continuing to do it. You're just a key fixture around these parts, man. Thank you for what you do. All right. Let's keep the music going. Coming up next, this gentleman, I like to call him the folk singer of our generation. He really puts in work, man. The songs that he writes, his instrumentation, and he has one of the dopest backgrounds in the business that happens to be his backyard. All the way from the LBC, the one and only Bill Elkins in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Please, take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. Glad to be here. Hello, everybody. I'm going to do an original that I've probably performed a while ago. It's entitled June-4-2026. Hope you like it. La 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 la. June-4-2026, June-4-2026, singular city of hopes and dreams, fills me with yearning, so mystical and true. Rising at daybreak, Latin quarter to La Mirage, stop for espresso and croissants. An exhilarating morning indeed, a most delightful place to be. La 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 la. June-4-2026, June-4-2026, artisan city on the Seine, Boulevard Saint-Germain to La Dumago, sipping hot chocolate under chilly autumnal sky. An exhilarating day indeed, a most delightful place to be. La 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 la. June-4-2026, June-4-2026. La 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 la. June-4-2026, June-4-2026. La 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 la. La 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 la. June-4-2026, June-4-2026, city of music, art, and bohemian life. Les Troyens at the Bastille and Norma Garnier. Late night cafe dinners and a stroll along the Champs-Élysées. An exhilarating evening indeed, a most delightful place to be. La 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 la. La 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 la. June-4-2026, oh June-4-2026, land of Berlioz, Sartre, and Camus. Vibrant cafes, stimulating banter and jazz, discussing Nietzsche's will to power over espresso and croissants. An intellectual haven indeed, a magnificent place to be. My city of all cities, Paris. Thank you.
Amazing, Bill. Amazing. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bill Elkins.
Oh, so nice, Bill.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to send that song to the Paris Conventions and Visitors Bureau so they can put it on like the subway.
Yeah, for real.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I played down there before. Years ago.
Nice. Play it at the airport. You know what I mean? It's just one of those beautifully accessible songs. And when I hear that song, it just kind of gives me images of Paris, right? And you've done an amazing job of creating that whole feel with the instrumentation and the lyrics. It's really really puts you in the heart of what you feel and what you saw and what you experienced there. Great work, Bill. Truly. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, one of the hardest working men in poetry. This gentleman just he does some incredible things. He is an incredible storyteller. He publishes books unlike any other poet in the world. He's just absolutely amazing. I like to call him the Vincent Price of poetry. The one and only Ike Waltz in the building. Come on, Ike, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
My song, after the composer Gustav Mahler and the poet Friedrich Rückert. I never can find those right words, as my feelings surpass me so easily. Love, so fragile, more than a sidekick, glued to my soul, keeps reminding me pain, so longing, distracting what is left of I. Brotherhood, so missed, lives far away. Music, I love to conduct, composers, choreography, I only meet in a dream, but where is the you, my love? Suicidal goodbyes I never seek to see, like yummy tiramisu, layers I can only taste in your eyes, but I'm not allowed to eat my treat, because I am ill at heart. Kiss after kiss, we would not miss these words that ask why when crossing historic Roman bridges, passing the old town gate forever wide open as lock and key gone long missing, the oldest city wall, now a motorway, defended my childhood from a bitter war. Cobblestones told me you are safe, church bells still echo in my ear, you are home, you are home, and I feel not alone. Not alone. Oh, I miss you, my jubilating lark, dancing in the sunlight, way above the golden barley fields. That's how I learned to speak, to sing, to admire you. I still can feel history's making as time ticks away from me. The heroic juvenile past, always a defying future in sight, as every new day begins with hope, just as time is changing with time and time ticks away as I embrace what is our naked us, our future, that last touch, words long gone to sleep when end meets the end. There's nothing more to weep. But we end in an earthen embrace, side by side, you and me. Wir sind der Welt abhanden gekommen, mit der wir sonst so viel Zeit verdorben. We are lost to this world, during which we used to waste so much time. Friedrich Rückert wrote, Gustav Mahler composed. Thank you.
And then he has the nerve to flip it in another language. See? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa.
Right, Ike.
Beautiful, Ike.
Oh, yeah. So intensely romantic and just foregrounding all that desire and yearning. And you kind of confess at the beginning how words, no matter how effective you are with them, you're saying they're inadequate. So it's almost like, well, then I want to hear what you really mean. And Ike, if you're not getting that across with your words, I can only imagine what you're really trying to say. And it was just this kind of really beautiful way you were confessing yourself into forever.
Wow. I love how it came off of a composer's piece of music, right? And again, we're talking about frequencies, we're talking about tone, and how you just kind of wrapped all these things into this, what you said is beautiful tiramisu, right? These beautiful layers I get to see in your eyes. Cobblestones taught me you are safe. Church bells still ringing in my ears. You are home. Right? I think music has a very powerful way of doing just that, right? It just transports you to different places. And you do an excellent job of making sure that people can see and feel and taste the things in your artwork. It's just absolutely amazing, sir. Don't know how you continue to do it, but please continue to do just that. Thank you for all that you do. All right, we have 5 more and 2 on the good luck round. Coming up next, yo, this right here, man. This she comes on the scene and she just lets the world know, I didn't come here to play with y'all, right? I don't play with these words. I don't play with this microphone. You're going to get this work. Now, we're going to have a good time, but you're going to get this work. I love when she comes through. I look forward to what she has. Tonight is no different. The one and only Jessie Marie in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you. Please, take it away.
It's always good to be here. It's good to see you all. You can find me at PeepThis78 on everything. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Let's get into it. The garden doesn't need your permission. I went to Starbucks minding my own fucking business, which apparently is provocative now. Existing too loud, walking too sure, taking up my own space like I had a right to arrive before fear did, and this white man decided I did not have the right to enter before him. Decided my confidence needed correction, decided my body was a pulpit he could spit on, so he gave me a sermon about Jesus, about hell, about where people like me go when men like him mistake their hatred for holiness. Then he put saliva on my windshield as if disgust could baptize me back into silence, as if spit could lace fear into my bandwidth, but all I saw was rot. All I saw was the ingrown disgust this country keeps calling faith, because I'm not the error in the room. The anomaly is a man who claims he hears God, claims he is made in God's image, then uses anger, bigotry, and hatred to tell me the only right I have is death. And baby, I was a pastor. I know the language. I know what evangelical Christians said they wanted most, and it happens to be resurrection life, but here I am. Resurrected. Here I am, alive after every death loop they tried to plant in me. And here I am, growing fruit from soil they swore was cursed. And still, I'm not enough for their garden. And frankly, that's good, because I was never trying to bloom inside their fence. This garden grows anyway, queer, sacred, defiant, untrimmed. We cultivate everything here. The rage, the wound, the glitter, the gospel, the spit on the windshield, the hand shaking but still opening the door. We cultivate the moment they tried to make us afraid and turn it into witness. Turn it into warning, turn it into wildflowers cracking concrete. So check on your queer family. Text them, walk them home, tell them their life is not a debate because hate is out here wearing church clothes again, but so are we. Wearing resurrection like skin, and if they ask why we keep on growing, I tell them, because God was never as small as their fear, because hell is not where queer people go, and hell is what happens when love rots inside a man and he calls the smell holy. But us, we're just the harvest, we're the proof, and we're the garden they couldn't kill, but we need you all now, not later, now. So pull up, water your people, protect the bloom, because the garden grows. The garden grows. The garden grows, and queer life is absolutely still the fruit. Poem.
Yeah, you better come through talking that shit, Jesse. For real. Just chill fuck around, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jesse Marie.
Oh,
Oh, protect the bloom. Yeah.
wearing resurrection like skin.
Right.
Yeah, where the fuck were you, Jesse, when I needed all these lines earlier in my life? Come on, this is no fair. You can't show up in my life so late like this. This is a bad for my fate. I had the right to arrive before fear. I'm not the error in the room. You know, this poem is so much about self reassurance, you know, and people don't think to do that for themselves. They look for reassurance from other people. Wrong, wrong. It's right there inside you, and you just really kicked that out in the open. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Who wants
Fuck
to
yeah.
bloom inside their fence?
Right, Joski, right? All of this because of some motherless lowlife at Starbucks decided today was the day that he's gonna make his stand. I get it, right? Everyone has to, pick their time and they're gonna stand on their morals and their values. Um, yeah, but you just happen to come against the wrong one. As if my confidence needed correction, baptized me back into submission. But here I am, resurrected. Shit, man. She said, I've been a pastor too. This garden grows anyway. Hate is out here wearing church clothes again. Yo, you better talk that shit. God was never as small as their fear. Like, you really just like Bobby and Golan said, right? Glad my pen has a point. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Um, that's just beautiful. That's beautiful. Um, really dope. Really dope. How you just kept the garden all the way in there, like for real. Really dope, Jesse. Appreciate you for coming through. Got that work. All right. Let's keep it going. Like I said, 4 more and then 2 on the good luck round. Coming up next. Oh, I was actually listening to this song last night. It just really is a transporting type of thing. One of the greatest musicians ever, by the name of Rick James, had a song, and he talked about these things. And here comes this person who I'm sure is just as fire as the flower Rick James was talking about. Trust. The one and only Mary Jane in the building. Come on, Mary Jane. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Great to see you. Please take it away.
Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here. I get that song sung to me every day. All right. I was born under a hot July moon, river water lapping at my skin until it soaked in. I was baptized in starfire before my reflection learned to paint my likeness. My heart has always lived outside of my physical body, sewn delicately into my sleeve like carry around moonshine, a steady stream over your palms until you are drunk on sipping from me. Water is the lifeblood of all living things, and I flow along with it. The ocean tide is the push and pull of my breath, like the moon lives within my chest. Too small to hold the oceans, but big enough to love the world. I love in the way of an overgrown field of wildflowers, in bare feet kitchens and reminding you to eat, in little details like daisies painted on tiles small enough to miss if you aren't looking close enough, in the warm embrace of a mother's love and the fierce protectiveness that lives there too. I love in creation, in making homes out of people who come to me in ruins. I stand in the gardens of your honest arrival, holding handfuls of sky and dripping them onto the crown of your head until the affirmations leave you overfilled. I am nurturing by instinct, a candle in the window so you always know where home is, and I will hold your trembling hands while mine bleed between them. But people often forget that the oceans carry hurricanes to the shore and that the rain falls upon the mountains, sending rapids into the valley. I am gentle until I have to protect someone I love. Then I am tiger claw and thunder, the warning growl before the storm tears through the small town of your misplaced pride. That is the contradiction of me. I feel my emotions deeply. I empathize with yours as well. I care completely. In every way, I am as deep as the ocean, as strong as the mountain, as pretty as the meadow, as pure as the snow. I attach memories to everything: songs, smells, poetry, a teacup half empty left sitting upon a windowsill, cast in lazy Sunday afternoon sunshine, painting shadows upon the floor in shapes that remind me of all moments, all that make up the breaths that I have breathed and the spins that I have spun, rushing around the sun. I could tell you the exact room where my heart was broken by the way the smell of rain drifted through the half-open window. And still, I heal and I love again. Kindness does not mean weakness. Love is the strength to remain soft in a hard world. It is choosing to be warm in a world that is cold. It is carrying entire galaxies within my chest and still having room to carry the hearts of those I love. And like the moon changes her face every night, my happiness cycles as well, because to hold enough love for the world can leave me, the ghost of a lover, a little too haunted by yesterday, to smile when the sunrise breaks over the horizon of tomorrow. And if you want to love me, understand this to your very core: you will never be unloved quietly. I will feed your soul like you are sacred, because to me, love, you are. And I will protect you like a wolf protecting fire. And if ever the day comes that you decide to betray me, well, even the tides know when to pull away. Thank you.
Wow. Damn. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mary J.
That was gorgeous.
That last line.
Yeah. Even the
I really
tides
love your
know when
tone.
to pull away.
It's so smooth and relaxing.
Yeah.
It's beautifully injected.
Yeah, really florid, holding handfuls of sky. I mean, this poem was so full of those kinds of images, the tactility and the feelableness of your imagery is very acute, potent. And there's a lot of emotions, complexity going on there, vulnerability. Um, it's the poet as a force of nature. I'm always into that. And this is a poem about how ultimately it's organized by this idea about claiming agency, right? And you do that through associating yourself with these forces of nature. Was really wonderfully put together.
Yeah. For you to be talking about such a powerful force in nature, your voice just like it's just like the beach. It's just kind of soothing. It's just kind of where the power of the water kind of exhales on the beach, right? And you just kind of live in that exhale moment in those few seconds. But the imagery on this, the powerful connections that you made throughout this poem, um, it's just from the flowers into the water. Um, you said the oceans carry hurricanes to the shore. Um, Big enough to love the world. I was baptized in starfire. You said though, making homes out of people who come to me in ruin. Gosh, just I, that's just one of those things, right? You're not afraid of broken people or broken things. You make them something else. You make them better, and that is a very very powerful sentiment. Thank you, Mary Jane, for coming through and sharing your incredible work. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Like, continue to come through. That's just amazing work. Thank you. All right, five more, and then maybe we'll. Yep, we're gonna end with Dre Reyes. Coming up next, this gentleman comes through, man. I'm telling you, he just gets better and better every time I hear him. Right? Um, he touches on love. He touches on lots of incredible things, man. I love this dude's work. The one and only Prince of P in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
I they crave. American robins wear red on their chests with the arrogant expressing their confidence, bold enough to know how to show all their colors they had to offer, brighten their spotlight of attention because they love the adulation. Just like the moon, they stand still. So, read two more. The second one is called Family Painting. Family is like a painting on my wall. They hang around the walls of my mind. But once fire touched it, the painting melted into a liquefied mess. No, family just it failed art because it fell flat out of my mind. I read one more. I come from cherry blossoms that bloom with summer coming right along. I come from coffee shops on every corner, feeling the air dancing inside noses, and bitterness on your tongue. If you like black coffee, at fairs chewing on elephant ears, where you can get on in a stream screen, where you can get a stream screen in your stomach, and come from a place where raindrops fall when the soil is thirsty for hydration. Come from where nature is the source of joy for me, where sunshine breathes life into everything and everyone. Thank you.
Come on, man. That's just work. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Principe.
Yeah, Principe.
Well, I was really getting off on those first two poems. They're so short and brief, and the imagery is kind of mysterious, and it just does that kind of thing really good poems do when they just create a kind of mood. They're just about creating a mood. And your third poem, I'm always into poems that are, self-affirmations like that. So really cool work again, Principe.
Yeah, man. Like you just, I can tell how hard you work on your work, right? And then you kind of splash these images into your work, right? You said a painting melted into a liquefied mess, right? I just love that, like seeing the paint melting. You said I come from a cherry blossom in bloom, right? Those types of things, man. It really just transports your audience, your listener, into the world that you created in these poems, and that is an incredible skill. Thank you for doing what you do, sir. All right. So now we have five more. Five more. Coming up next. This artist, if you didn't catch it, had a feature on Tuesday. Shout out my man Dane Instant Time to Arrive. I had to go back and watch it because I wasn't able to get there. But I have heard amazing things. But I already know amazing things about this poet. Um, I told you, have said before, like she is like this. I can't really say she's a pistol anymore. It's like a cannon with all these chambers. Just spin it, and it's gonna be explosive. It doesn't really matter which chamber comes up. It's gonna be explosive in the most incredible way. I've never heard a poet like her. She continues to write and just write from a place that I think everyone can appreciate. The one and only Dre in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you. Please take it away.
Hi, y'all. Straight up poetry on Insta. And thank you. Your intros are awesome. Okay, cultivate everything. Sorry. I cultivate my own garden of fuck. It was not my intention, but the soil is chaos clay, born of my devotion to distraction, my predilection for penance, repentance for crimes I think I committed. I try to choose the seeds I lay, but this earth has been trampled into obedience, packed hard and impenetrable by years of traffic in a fake race to the trophy. Despite these inhospitable conditions for life, what grows here? Whatever the fuck wants to. The deterrents don't deter, but invite and entice. Deer urine denials, blood meal warnings, chicken wire fence of non consent sprayed with pesticide protestations. The garden is mostly useless. Penis pollination, poor decisions, and my impolite consumption. Don't kiss my mouth. Don't ask my name to cry about thorns. Don't tell me I'm exotic. I'm not exotic. I'm exhausted. And everything but your phallus is so horrific. And yes, my bed is only for my sleep. That hard wood you're standing on is for whatever this thing between us is about to be, and whoever I discover you truly are, and no less than what you deserve. And each new season brings a new invasive species of men rooting their dicks in dung, calling my garden home, and naming me their destiny. cultivate everything. I cultivate accidental eye contact or a half smirk to my own silly thoughts, and men on street corners propose marriage and then ask for $1. I cultivate free $2 coffee while my hand's already handing over cash. I grow 11 different species of Ayoma and 12 of instructions to girl, just smile. I'm propagating vines and vines of where you from? No, where you from? Canning them for apocalyptic cat food. At some point, I confused better draining for drowning everything as a sustainable strategy. Now, each spring, I mistake culling for cruelty. My soil is hungry for oxygen after years of choking and smoking, tired, indecency, while people mistake access for intimacy. I'm sorry, I cultivate cycles, throwing graveyards confused for gravity. I'm sowing men who scream warnings and name me dangerous after cutting off their own root. I mistake full sun for gasoline in my last Newport, but they light themselves on fire. I thought I planted seeds for broken men. No. And fuck, I'm not sorry. I cultivate their breaking. They come full and ready in morning sun. By noon, all limp apologies. I cultivate my own garden of fuck, and every season something beautiful dies on schedule. Poem.
Oh, yeah, I'll let y'all tell her. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dre.
That was fun. That was so good. So good.
What? That was crazy good. I was in love with that whole poem. That was good.
Thank you.
Very complex. I couldn't tell where you were. It took me a while to kind of see where you were going. So it was a poem that kind of was one of these kind of additive poems, kind of builds up and accrues and kind of establishes itself at a certain pace. I think that adds to it being really engaging, and keeping the listener really kind of intent and invested in kind of following the trail you're setting down. I mean, it's a poem about setting up boundaries. That's what I heard in the poem, and I liked how you treated the metaphor of the garden as, the garden is kind of a formidable and dangerous place that's not supposed to be messed with, or you do so at your own peril. But again, you bring this certain level of vulnerability to your poetry in such a really fearless way, a really sort of unself-conscious way. And that speaks to somebody who's really come to terms, not just with their life, but with how to write their life. And that's a pretty big, skillful achievement in itself.
Thank you.
Yeah, when you start talking the species of what grows in your garden, that's just like, shit, she went there with it. She went there with it. She said 11 different species of Ayoma. No, where you from? Oh man. This earth has been trampled into obedience. What grows here? Whatever the fuck wants to. I'm not exotic. I'm exhausted. Rooting their dicks in dung. Like, people mistake access for intimacy. I cultivate their breaking. Oh, man. There's a whole nother little world hiding in that line. I'm telling you. I cultivate their breaking. In my own garden of fuck. Like, fuck. Fuck out of here. Fuck you what? Fuck you mean? Like, incredible work, Dre. As always, thank you for doing what you do, and being one of the best at it, truly. All right, four more. We'll get out of here. Coming up next, our resident Gilgamesh is in the building. You've heard this gentleman's commentary throughout the evening. He's one of the originals, man. A true Low East Sider. Uh, he is not an enigma. He is the enigma. The one and only Paul Skiff in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. It's always great to see you. Please take it away.
I tell you where you can find me, but I can't find myself, and it's probably better that way. You know, I harvested my garden, but before I could write about it, I smoked it. So I'm just going to read you part of something from the archives. Not collected in sympathetic impulse at sight of sufferers' anguish, but fixated on reflections of the murderer's violence. Peering through my own telescopic breaths, I spy upon life as it were, whisper count and magnify the atrocious verdicts inflated by legislated distances within and between cadaverous numbers to know if human ignorance patterns itself after infinity, populated by scarce choices, morning sunlight perhaps silhouettes hope, that child's anticipation but 200 miles, crossed at 30,000 feet over atrophy land, where charred instant between bureaucratic murder and model citizen become melted circuit of lost vision plugged by sociopathic grief, instructs me with minuscule vistas of silent freeways that disconnect 400 years from human understanding to paste down a congressman's tongue. Flight of rioting cross-purpose and rampant discontinuity, 1,200,000,000 soundless chambers in heart of mute election erupt, multiply, flee into their own directions, swallow delirium again, dissolving the promise of coherent civility. So I inoculate myself with refusal's quenched expanse, continuous and whole, loved by liberatory rejection unquantified. As a sanctuary of ordinary life, my fingers return immune to flock about black, fleshy plum, whose juice will lubricate and arouse the choiring vulva in Miguel's throat, so he births a laughing bamba song about the city council ensorcelled by sexual rhymes to pay for a sign that names East 3rd Street as Reverend Pedro Pietri Way, the Reverend's reliquary briefcase stuffed full with condoms still spilling through the audience's laughter of embarrassment as the one memory impregnating each person. Orgasming upon 2nd Street spine, Miguel tolerates my sacrifice of empty day when I run the symbol for infinity around him to hump his name with my mouth. His stamina, naked consent given the dignity splitter on my face, climax. Chance ride, he taught me to straddle with musical groin of clave as it plunges its tendons against my pulse. That's enough.
No, sir. It's never enough. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skiff.
Never enough.
Never.
Never enough.
Never enough.
Holy shit.
Loved it.
That's true.
Holy shit.
With the extra sharp, not the extra sharp head acid on it.
Yeah, extra.
Perfect.
For the folks who may not know, right? The New Eureka Poets Cafe actually sits on Reverend Pedro Pietri Way, right? Who was one of the founders. He mentioned the infinity sign. He mentioned Miguel Agarin. He mentioned the clave, the dance, the music, the rhythm of artistry on the Lower East Side. And that artistry is still alive in you, Jedi Master. And you bring that to us every single week. Whether it's a snippet, whether it's an excerpt, it's like a rocket booster. And you put us into orbit, and then now we're just floating around like, God damn, how do I get back to Earth? How do I get down from here? Just it really, really is just amazing work, sir. I love your dedication to what we do. Please continue to do just that. And I would love to hear you come up with something, whether it be another album, whether it be another publication. Like, the world needs more Paul Skiff. Just please think about that. Please. All right. So we are getting into the good luck round, folks. We got I Inspiration, the Manic Poetry Mechanic, and the homie Dre Reyes. All right. So let's get to it. Coming up first, this cat, man, he puts in the work, right? Every time I rap with this cat, man, he's always, pulling another iron out of the fire, rapping with this cat and that cat, man. He really is 10 toes down for what we do. I like to call him the captain of the street team, president of his chapter of Poet, the one and only I Inspiration in the building. Come on, man, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
That's quick. You can find me on Facebook and TikTok under I Inspiration, spelled the same way here. Elemental, great job on Poppy's Poetry Corner yesterday. I checked it out today. Awesome work. And from that show, I got inspired today during work, and you'll know what poet it's from, right from the go. This is called I'm Me, an insert from my upcoming book, I Unapologetically Apologize. 80% of suicide victims are men, yet men's mental health only gets attention 1 month out the year. That there has me really concerned for my brothers from other mothers and fathers of time, my Black brothers. Oh, shit, I wasn't supposed to say that, huh? Because I'm a white brother, a white man, because I sure in hell ain't no white boy, no cracker, no wedo. Well, while we're at it, all lives don't matter if Black lives don't matter. As long as police corruption gets ignored by the quote unquote ones that matter, then fuck you too. And for the ones that ain't corrupt, yeah, you still ignored it, so fuck you too. Might as well root for anarchy, because it's obvious no rules matter, except the ones that benefit the government and the richest of the financially rich. You don't have to be a female to be a bitch. Bitch, I'm the one that's rich in spirit and passion for this fight, for my calling. I ain't no fucking poet, as in poetry. I'm a person of extraordinary talent, and I am not a Republican, nor a Democrat, nor a liberal or a conservative. I'm a messenger of the people with my white fist in the air, chanting white, brown, black, unite, white, brown, black, unite, white, brown, black, unite. Don't call me white. No, don't call me white. I'm a misunderstood epiphany, a motivational example of a motivational expression. I'm a manic episode, though not that of a depressant, yet I too am mentally exhausted, though I am still me, moving earth, one mind, one heart, one voice at a time. I'm me, a voice of the people, an ally of the oppressed, using my skin to win periods of peace and understanding, not that of racism or fascism. I am one you can trust. I trust and believe in something higher than me. It ain't them. I just don't know what to call it. Call him, call her Jesus, God, Allah, Jehovah, or Yahweh. Though I do know one thing: the only God our government trusts and believes in is in guns, oil, and drugs. So I vote for all power to the people with my boots to the ground, my white fist in the air, chanting white, brown, black, unite, free them all. All power to the people. Motivation, determination, and inspiration. I am inspiration. I am me, and men, I am man.
That dude put in work, man. I'm telling you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for inspiration.
Wonderful.
You know, it reminded me of a huge pushback to, I think, what the government has always tried to do is to separate us and divide us and not make it any kind of reality that you could relate to and want to be with anyone but yourselves. And that's what their whole goal was. So I felt like it was a huge pushback to that, and more of that is needed all over the world, actually.
Here, here. Might as well vote for anarchy and show me where to vote, Craig.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And this poem you really brought this poem, this thought to the forefront of my mind. Because one of those points you're really making in this poem is, you talked about the divide between the billionaire class and, supposedly the rest of us. And the fact that this point you were making so clear to me is how those people, the government class, the billionaire class, they totally overlook and discount the incredible power of our inner resources, right? Our lust for freedom, for liberty, for human dignity. They don't think about that, and that's why they always get screwed by it.
Yes, sir.
Yo, you've been putting in work, man. You've been putting in work. Three things that came to my brain. Oh yeah, and I definitely caught who you got it from last night. It really dope. I appreciate you plugging in on that. Three things I got from that: White Panthers, the Anarchist Cookbook, and the Weather Report. Right? Like, at that time, there were some people that were just like, yo, you're not going to just push us to the side. This is not a racial issue. This is a human issue. Right? And people like you show up on the FBI most wanted list too. Homie, I don't know if you know that, but they put your ass on that list too. Right? Because you just can't come through slinging them words like that, talking about solidarity like that, right? I love your chant, man. We talked about it, right? White, black, brown, unite. I dig that, man. I really do. But that directly goes against the master racist master plan of separation and segregation. Directly. Just saying. Yo ass can show up on that list too. just saying, man. Like they coming. They come for all of us, right? But just saying. But then again, no one is safe when the revolution comes. So there you go. All right. So 2 more, and we're gonna go right back to the same box, right? And we're gonna pull up on this cat, man. Listen, I think it was last week, maybe a week before he came through. But we rocked out on Instagram also. You're just talking about how his partner over there to his right inspired him to write, and getting him into poetry. They did this incredible rendition of this poem, and now here he comes right back in the building with some work, man. And I'm looking forward to this, man. Great to have you back. Please let me make sure I get it right. You said the Manic Poetry Mechanic. Is that right?
Manic poetic mechanic.
Poetic mechanic. Listen.
Hashtag TMPM. Hashtag manic poetic mechanic.
Oh, yo. Okay. Lift up the hood, man. Get to work. Let's do it.
I got this one. You know, this guy Craig, he saved my life a couple times. He ain't even heard this one yet. I just wrote it. So it's called I'm Weak, but I'm Just a Man. Okay. You're weak, but with an A, not an E. Because there's 7 days in the week. We must spell it different. So I'm so immune to it. Weak, not the days this time, but the feeling. Weak to try to forget it. Be done to walk a life of being a provider, a lover, but ended up being a stalker. Not because it's weird, but recover you were weak. Shit got tough, you were weak. So bad between us, I gave up everything for you and ended up in the streets for you. Weak. Something I am now, but won't be tomorrow. Well, until I am. Being weak is what I am. I'm just a man. Of a different cloth, torn and ripped. My own thoughts. A regulatory weekend and promotion. It's a delusion of life, a poetic injustice, a breath. The very breath that keeps us alive. Let's take a dive. Deep into your inner you. Who the fuck are you? How do you know me? Do I know me? Trying so fucking hard to see me, myself, who am I? I'm just a man. Yeah.
Sir.
Yo, that was just.
That was it. You got a minute and a half. If you got it, you got another one for a minute and a half. Got a short one in there?
Man, no.
It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the manic poetic mechanic.
Woo-hoo! I appreciate y'all.
Great, man.
That's the third poem I ever wrote my time.
Yeah.
Well, I really like this thing about the poem being about discovery, like you're asking these questions of yourself. You don't hear that a lot in poetry, at least I don't. And I do get around and listen to a lot of poetry. Kind of just defining, first of all, defining yourself as being a man, and staking out that territory. Because really, what's going on now is every kind of identity is being assaulted, right? And it's just, we heard it in like Dre's poem about establishing boundaries and so forth. So, if the poet can't stand up and speak for themselves and put out those boundaries and use the power of the spoken word to do that, create the reality of who they are, then what are we doing this for?
Absolutely,
sir.
Personally, I love the statement of it all. I am. Even though I'm just a man, it's still I am, right? I don't need you to define it for me. I know what I am. And I'm weak. I'm weak today, but I won't be tomorrow, right? And I love that sentiment. Like, it's like telling people like, yo, your best chance to get me was today when I was weak. Because tomorrow, you got no chance in hell, partner. None, right? Because I'm only getting better every day, right? Like it's a lot to it, right? I love how you said the poetic justice of breath. It's a lot to not just being a male figure, but what it means to be a man and a provider and a husband and a father and an uncle and all these things, right? People look to you for so many things. That can be heavy to carry sometimes. So yeah, guess what though, man? It's okay to be weak because you have support that reinforces those spaces that you may feel are lacking. That doesn't mean that you're completely done for. It just means you need a little help from my friends sometimes. You know what I mean? That's all. Excellent work, man. Keep writing. Keep writing, man. You got work in there. Keep writing. For real. All right. We are going to conclude the night with this next artist. This dude comes through, man. He's been rocking with us for some years, man. And he is just like he just has such a range of work that he brings, man. Um, but he's dedicated to it, man. I really appreciate that. Um, whether he is, coming off the top rope on you, whether he is giving you the big boot, the people's elbow, right? This cat right here, brother, he is going to put the smacking down on you. Mr. Slam Jam himself, the one and only Dre Reyes in the building. Come on, man, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Well, first of all, thank you again, Elemental, RMT, and the New York crew for providing this space. And hello, fam. Pleasure to see y'all. I came in at, I don't know, the very end of Mary Jane's piece, and I gotta say, she's fucking dope. Another poet that has hella range, if you don't know already. So with that said, there's my plug, my weekly plug of an artist. Mary Jane, check her out. So with that said, before I start, I got a couple shows I want to promote. This Saturday and every Saturday, I got the Slam Jam. And this week, I got L.J. Snyder, poet of the New York scene, going to be our special guest coach, and also promoting next Friday's Trauma Dump open mic on June the 12th, 8 p.m. We'll be kicking off with a free write, and then at 8:45 precisely, we'll be segueing into the open mic, ideally. So with that said, stay tuned for those. But now, I just want to share some new shit. Speaking of Trauma Dump open mic, I premiered this poem. It was a very rough draft, but now I polished it up. And it's a fun piece. It's a cultural piece. I'm Puerto Rican, and there's this term called huepa, and this is a poem about the word huepa. So, without further ado, there's something about four-letter words that bring out the extremes of emotion. Let me cook a word in your skill that you're probably not thinking of. Four letters that carry such a positive energy that can be understood in context universally. Four letters that can comfort one to the sounds that remind one of home. Four letters that unify an island nation in a bold, exclamatory affirmation. Huepa. Huepa is the Puerto Rican version of Marco Polo. I promise you, nothing unites two strangers together quite like yelling Huepa in certain public settings. Huepa is also the Puerto Rican version of let's fucking go. Like when something is going your way, you just can't help but say Huepa. Like today is going to be a good day, Huepa. Or I have enough money to make it to next payday. Ha, Huepa. Huepa is the Puerto Rican version of Eureka. When you're trying to find some shit, it's been a hell of a struggle getting to it. But when you do, you know what to do. There's only one thing to do. Built out a good huepa that Carlos Beltran would approve. Huepa is the Puerto Rican version of damn. Like when you're appreciating every nuance of your lover and knowing that there's absolutely no other, or mayhaps you're venturing into the woods and you just can't help but release a sigh of relief from the hood. You just can't but help but mutter, huepa. Huepa, however, is not the Puerto Rican battle cry. We can discuss puñeta in a completely different poem because it sure as hell deserves its own spotlights. But in layman's terms, Huepa is the Puerto Rican version of Super Mario's woohoo, or Macho Man's ooh yeah, or Rick Sanchez's oh shit, or Stone Cold Steve Austin's oh hell yeah, or Austin Powers' groovy baby yeah. You get the picture? Cool. Wepa. Poem. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dre Reyes.
Wappa.
Always enjoy your voice work, when you're doing these impressions, because you do them so well. And this was really cool how you just ladled it on as the kind of pièce de résistance.
That
Thank
dude
you.
just has a way with those words, don't he? Man, and I agree with the Jedi Master, right? You commit to your voices, to your word work, to your you just every time I hear you, man, like you really, really give it your all. No matter which voice you're using, no matter where you flip it to, you really give it your all. And I appreciate that, man. Like you don't tap dance on it, you go all the way in on it, and it makes it believable every single time, right? And that word, yeah. All you have to do is really like walk around New York and you'll hear that word. You'll hear it coming, down the block. You'll hear it in the alley. You'll hear it on the subway. You'll just, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, it's just one of those words, man. But it's a spice. You know what I mean? It's kind of like sazon. Shit goes on everything. You know what I mean? It goes on everything. I appreciate you. Listen, it has been an incredible night. Thank you all. Thank you all for watering this community garden. If it weren't for you, if it weren't for all the incredible things that you do, I can't thank you enough. It's because of you. It's because of your relentless watering. Whether it's, artesian water, whether it's Fiji water, whether it's storm water, whether it's hurricane flood, it all benefits this place. It all helps to feed this community. And I really, really want to say thank you for that. The Jedi Master, to Dre, I Inspiration, the Poetic Mechanic, Oshun Yo Yin, Jesse Marie, Bonnie Soloway, Dre Reyes, the God and Goma, Principe, Alan Gary, Mary Jane, Garland Thompson, Melissa Enriquez. Like, y'all just make this thing so powerful. I cannot thank you enough. We're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Till next week, peace.